Welcome back to the Two Broke Gamers podcast. I'm Ricky.
Steve.
So let's go into it. So we wanted to have a little discussion on the current state of VR and Reggie's sentiment towards it, which it kind of makes sense, but I have a different opinion on that as well. Reggie talked about how VR is not really that fun, actually, which I can kind of see. But let me just give you that quote. We have the knowledge of the technical space, and we've been experimenting with it for a long time, he said. What we believe is that in order for this technology to move forward, you need to make it fun and you need to make it social. I haven't walked the floor, so I can't say in terms of what's on the floor today, because it was basically during E3. But at least based on what I've seen to date, it's not fun and it's not social. It's just tech. Thoughts?
I haven't tried it, so I wouldn't be able to give an accurate opinion on this.
Neither have I.
So, tell me your opinion.
Well, here's the thing. I just feel like Nintendo is still trying to make social games, which is something that a lot of people, especially in the West and North America, aren't for. Everybody loves online. Like every game Nintendo comes out with, it's always, where's the online compatibility? Why can't I play online with my friends? You mean I have to go over my friend's house?
You mean I have to see my friends to play? What?
And the thing is, it's very Eastern, like especially Japanese, where people will still go to other people's houses and play video games. And I understand that from Nintendo's standpoint, which is even why you would say
it's because we're fat and lazy.
Yeah, that's what it is. Hey, I know. No, but
I'm not. I can't. There's nothing. I was like, ow, my hand hurts.
No, but you could even talk about Sony and say, oh, they're a lot of people, even from Japan, say that they're more of a Western company because they are aiming towards the West because of how they do things. They bring up the DLC. They bring up a lot of online content, and they're selling out here. They're selling in Europe. And that's because of the fact that people will love to play online and people want the graphics. In Japan, that's not really appealing to them. They like either the games you could play solo, like, you have the whatchamacallit, like those dating games, because that's still popular in Japan. But also, there's also the MMOs and really single-player games as well that people love in Japan, because PC gaming is not even big in Japan either. It's really console gaming. So it's really arcades, and that's still a social aspect still in Japan, and this is dying here in North America. There's the arcades, there's the dating sims, and then there's just regular old consoles that people want to have like party games with at their house, which is why Nintendo's still kind of popular over there versus Sony versus the Xbox, which I mean, there's not even an Xbox in Japan. Like, it's just, there maybe like 5 people bought it at this point.
Yeah.
But my point is, and this is always Nintendo's standpoint. They don't look towards that solo person. They don't look towards the online play. And a lot of people are upset with that, which is why I feel that this is why Nintendo's in the rut that they're in, because they have these games that people want online connectivity for versus the other consoles.
I mean, they do have some games with online connectivity, obviously.
Oh, yeah,
you can play Mario Kart online. You can play Smash online.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, Hyrule Warriors, if you want to play with your friends, you need to be at your house.
Yeah.
You can't play online Hyrule Warriors.
And that's a Nintendo thing.
Yeah.
And that's my thing. I just feel like Nintendo... And audiences will complain about that. That's the thing. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, people will complain, like, where's the online compatibility for Hyrule Warriors? People wanted online play for even, like, Mario Bros. Like, Mario 3D World, it's like, why doesn't that have online play? Why can't I play multiplayer with my friends? A lot of other games do that. Why can't Nintendo do that? That type of thing. It's like, and it's also for the VR. The VR, they view it as fun, so they probably won't even have an answer to VR until it becomes a social thing. Besides that, they're still going to release the consoles they're going to release.
I just think that they should have options. Definitely try to make it more oriented, like try to make it so you can get your friends to come over. But if they can't, like, I have friends who just won't leave their house because they're fat and lazy. So, I got to play with them online. So give me an option to play with my friends online.
Like, let me list off the games that I play socially, Nintendo-wise only. Really, Smash Bros. Is the only game I play outside with other people, to be honest with you. And that's because we have like a local scene here. We meet each other up and we're at a bar and we're playing, we're having fun. There's pros there, there's amateurs there, everybody in between, but we all have fun at the end. And that's really the only game I play outside. Beyond that, Mario Kart's only online. Splatoon can only be online unless you find a super like dedicated group, which there are groups out there of people who will meet up online or in person to play Splatoon. And basically every other game that I have in the Wii U, because there's some online, like the online exists, but it's just that it's not as social or as free as like Sony's and as Microsoft's and even as PC. And this is why PC games are growing and growing in the US. I mean, it was supposed to be dying, but it's growing in to a point. I mean, there's LAN parties, granted. I mean, that doesn't happen so often, but people are playing each other really online. Same thing with Sony and same thing with Xbox.
Well, there's also, like I said, the best thing to do is have options. Be able to play online or be able to play with your friends in person. Because that's one thing that Xbox and Sony aren't doing. Everything is online. There are no two-player games, except for like the Lego games. That's it.
Some Call of Duties, aren't they? Two-player?
No, they're not. They're single-player games, and they're online and single-player games. There's no like co-op games.
I mean, and that's the thing. Like you said, fat and lazy. Like, why do I have to leave my house? Like, why do I have to pick up my controller and my game and bring it to my friend's house and play?
Or if you can, maybe you can play Call of Duty, but like 2 people. There's no 4 screen. Like, remember back when GoldenEye was a thing on Nintendo 64?
4 screens.
4 screens.
Yep.
There's only like 2.
Yeah.
And it's
and
just,
that's it.
I don't know. I mean, I guess I understand. Because it's like, no, I don't even understand.
Because look at even the game like Runbow, which is coming out for the Wii U. It's almost like a kind of a knockoff like Speedrunners, I guess, but in a different type of format. But Runbow requires you can play by yourself, but it's not fun. But you can play with a max of 9 people.
9 friends.
And the thing with that, people immediately say, oh, I wish I had 9 friends. And that's the other thing, too, is the fact that we have no one to play with, or is it the fact that it's just a little bit more convenient to play online?
It's probably more convenient to play online.
Yeah, and I agree with that. And that's the thing, too, is Nintendo's viewing this virtual reality as this social, anti-social thing where you're by yourself and you're playing a game solo with no kind of social interaction. Where does that lead?
Sometimes that's what people do, though.
And that's the thing. That's how I feel.
And that's why I think I love Smash so much, because it gives me the option. If my friends come over, if I go to a friend's house, we can play together. But if I'm not around, like if people are working, or if I'm, I just have a minute to myself, I can go online and play versus random people. Or if, you and I don't live that close to each other, if you and I want to play, like, hey, Rick, get on Smash real quick, and we can play online. Like, it gives you, all the options are there.
Yeah.
You can play versus randoms, you can play versus friends online, or you can play with friends in person.
And that's the other thing, too. Playing with people at any given time. It's like 2 a.m. Let me just play with people randomly online. That type of thing.
Exactly. Someone's always on.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I don't know what the surrounding point is, but I think it's just that Nintendo maybe needs to, like you said, more. I see your point now. Like, I didn't know where, I wanted to bring it up. I didn't know what the closing statement would be, but I think you're right. They need more options. And I don't think they see virtual reality as an option. But I also we have to see, too, if virtual reality will become a thing. And if it's going to become a thing, Nintendo has to do something at that point. And if they're going to try to force something social down our throats, then they better do it really smart, because if not, that could blow up in their face.
It will definitely 100% blow up in their face.
Because everybody else has got the right ideas and they got the right games to do so right now. It's just, Nintendo's going to be left in the dust again, but they just felt like they can do better with what they're going to do, which is probably the mobile thing and whatnot.
They're looking at VR for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, that for now anyway. I just hope. And that's the thing, too, with Reggie. It's like, Reggie looks like he's the one that knows a lot more than the other people who work at Nintendo, honestly, especially Japan, because he knows what the fans want. He talks about Mother, he talks about other things. But then it's like, when it comes to certain things like this, like the virtual reality, or Twitch is not like a fun thing to watch, even though there's a ton of people who watch Twitch and they use Twitch.
It's not fun. There's only like, a million people watching at any given time, whatever.
And that's the thing. It's like sometimes I feel like they're like Reggie knows, but then there's other times where like Reggie can be ignorant sometimes with that, because Twitch is a hot thing, and I feel like they need to use that more. And before they were shutting down streams, especially considering with Smash. Now it's like they're kind of trying to work with each other and such. I mean, pick a side. I don't know. Like, you really have to consider that Nintendo really needs to open its mind to what's happening. They're coming into the mobile game late.
Nintendo isn't adapting very well.
No, but I mean, they're making changes because they're like, Nintendo's going mobile. This is good. And
but I feel like they're making their changes a bit late.
Yeah,
because I think when Reggie's looking at it as it's not social, because that's what when he played video games. It was all social. You had no choice. There was no online. You had to play with your friends.
Yeah.
So I guess they're all stuck in the mindset of like, whoa, you gotta play with your friends. You gotta play with your friends. Whereas they don't realize that a lot of people, internet's a thing. Internet is 100% a thing. You can play with your friends while not being sitting next to each other.
And even streaming too. People play with random people on stream, and that's their fans. Like that,
Yeah.
that you know, and that's a great interaction. I don't know. Nintendo's slipping. And that statement about VR just it concerns me, especially with the future of where Nintendo's going, because they're releasing another console soon. Apparently, even they said allegedly anyway, the NX. But what is it? Is it going to be mobile? Is it going to be something else? That's the thing. And it's like it's either they got to get with the times or they got to shake things up in the headquarters, because there's no reason for any of this. I mean, their current console right now, it's selling, but not the selling. It's the slowest selling console so far out of any console they've ever released, even slower than a GameCube, which is a problem. And it's like Nintendo's got to, yes, they have money, but they got to do something different. They have to anyway to survive. But that's our discussion part, I guess. I think I'm going to cut it to go to the other stuff. So we'll see you in the second part. There's our Twitters and stuff somewhere. So we'll see you in the next part. Yeah.